from gambling, and solving that is one of those problems we are definitely in the process of making everything fair and transparent, so there can be no issue about the trust at all when using our products, I think.
No, thank you for the explanation. I mean, that was one of the questions I definitely wanted to ask you guys regarding what you're facilitating. Moving forward a little bit, talking about partnerships and collaborations, can you talk a little bit about any partnerships you may have had? I know, for example, I think you guys are working with Saucer Swap, at least from a liquidity pool standpoint, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there hasn't really been that many collaborations directly with other products. Yeah, Saucer Swap launched the new farm in there, and the liquidity pools are there currently. It's the DeFi and DEX that we prefer currently on Hedera, and we have good relations to there as well.
Yeah, no,
but future partnerships, yes, we are open, but currently we are focused on building our product completely. So it's something that's it's a possibility, but it's not a priority. Yeah, possibility, but not a priority currently.
Yeah, and I mean, even with milestones and achievements you guys have already accomplished, and understanding that development takes time. With the Lucky Stud aspect that you guys are going to be facilitating in the near future, as far as the horse racing, like what else is kind of going to be, are you planning on looking at in the future as far as gaming after you facilitate the horse racing? Because you already have roulette, you'll have horse racing. Can you drop any alpha for us and maybe tell us what other games you're at least thinking of that may be in the wheelhouse?
Oh, well, nothing concrete yet. Nothing, like I can't say anything before discussing with the team. But something I would really like to make is something where you like do heists, you like try and rob a place and escape in one piece to get some awesome treasure, and then if you get out in one piece, you get to keep those treasures. So there's a risk reward system, and it can be done quite differently on the Hashgraph because it's immutable. So when you get the treasure, it's logged on Hashgraph, and everyone knows it's.
So definitely kind of the gamification aspect, even outside of necessarily like gambling, like more.
Yeah, absolutely, and our programmer has over 20 years of experience in game development. So we really have some ideas brewing, and when they become more of a reality, I am more than happy to share them. But currently those are on the idea aspect, and when they start to materialize, I can share more. But absolutely, games that cannot be done on any service, like something mix of new and old, and all kinds of things that we think are exciting, and are games that would bring the community together in a way that's not done before. That's something we really seek on doing, and I think Hedera is a perfect platform to do it because it's fast and cheap and really efficient to use. So no one needs to miss out because the network is slow or expensive or anything like that.
Yeah, and I mean, looking through the green paper you guys have built out right now, you do have kind of obviously it's all based around the token service with the Lucky token. So can you touch a base a little bit on the tokenomic aspects or the endless liquidity pool aspects that you guys have built into the tokenomics right now?
Right, so the tokenomics and such, where the green paper was written, like it was one of the first things we did, and it will receive a bit of not an overhaul, but like a 5th page to explain more now as our project has developed further. But as we see it, and as I have thought about it, it's like when we receive house profits from the games, it's constant, and the more games we do, the volume creeps up. The velocity of the token increases as the more use cases come up. So when the treasury starts to fill up eventually, as it already has. We zeroed it and it already has a lot of tokens. But as it reaches a point, there will become a point where there's not enough token to go around. We don't know when that point is, but when it is, we will add back to the liquidity pool. There's no reason for us to just like go and sell, just openly sell on the market. It's much more long-term sustainable to feed back into the liquidity pool. And that way, when players receive tokens as a reward from the games, there is assurance that they will always be able to cash those out if they want through swapping on the DEX.
Yep.
So there's like the baseline of providing liquidity through. Now it may take time because there's not a lot of use cases currently live, but when there's a lot of more velocity of the token, and things will happen a lot faster, I think, in the future. But it's something that's like, I think that's a good way for us to reinvest the tokens we get from the games and use cases we have, and it's good. It's the most healthy thing we can do. To it. And I think when the 5th page of the white paper is released, that will explain a lot more how those tokens that end up into the treasury are like finally distributed, because we have done some internal discussions about this. But yeah, I think we have what we have in our project is we have a two long-term goals, token wise and then software wise, and those are not, they both help each other, but neither is required. We can do this no matter what the token price is. We don't really care about the token price. We really care about that the token is available so people can use our use cases, and we are making the token more available, because there's not a lot of it. There's less than 8 million tokens in total.
Yeah,
and another little detail about the token is there's no keys attached to the token, so it's completely immutable. So when the token is in the player's like wallet, nobody can like do anything to it. It's complete ownership of the token, and I think in especially in the gambling scenario, this is really important to nail down. So when players win something, they win it, and there's no one in the world that can take those wins out from their wallets. I think that's really important thing.
Yeah. I always like to ask, where would you like people to go to learn more about what you guys are doing? Is that Twitter? Is that the website? Is that the Discord? Yeah. So where would you like to drive people towards so that they can learn more about what you guys are facilitating, so that they can play the game that you have right now, and then, try to read the paper and get into the community? If you'd like to let everybody know.
Yeah, I think that Discord is the best way to get into it. Our Twitter is lucky_HTS, and everything is in the header on the bio, links to our Discord and website and all that. So to our Twitter, you can find our links to Discord, and we are like basically around the clock. There is someone from the dev team available on the Discord, and we are very active there. If you have any questions, there is always someone to explain it to you, and I think that's the best place. Yeah, Discord is the best place to join the community of Lucky Token. Absolutely.
Well, hey, great. I really appreciate you taking the time out today. Huge shout out to HashPack for helping us to streamline these interviews. And Lucky, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm sure we'll be talking more in the future. And thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for giving this opportunity.
No problem.
Glad to be here. See you later.